Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kit Cave. Back with you again for another update with the AMT ERTL 1400 scale Enterprise D in a good old opaque version. I hope everybody's doing well. Yep, I've been doing more work on this kit this weekend, making some good progress. I'm pleased to say. Um, Again, as ever, thanks everybody to the likes and the comments for the on the previously posted videos. Always very much appreciated, and for those that have newly subscribed to the channel as well, welcome to it. And I hope you're all doing absolutely fine. Well, jumping straight in, what have I actually been up to? Well, what we can see here, I'm still working on the top section of the saucer. Predominantly, where I left off last time, I had the motion picture miniatures upgrade parts, um, the shuttle bay, and the bridge installed, and then I was just working or beginning the process of working on stripping out the phaser strips that were on this kit and reinstalling some clear parts. Now I did have the resin that I bought, the clear resin that turned up. That came this week, and so I did an experiment with the mold and worked absolutely fine. UV curing resin, here it is, absolutely fantastic. 100 ml bottle, worked an absolute treat. Um, Rather than going and messing around too much with my original cast pieces, I just spent a bit of time to recast them into the mold, and this is what we're seeing here installed into the kit itself. Come out absolutely brilliantly. So much easier to do that than messing around, because as I mentioned last time, I was a bit overzealous with my casting um, in the other clear resin. This was literally minutes to get these recast. Just simply poured the resin into the mold, filled it up to the mold line for the actual pieces themselves. Couple of minutes curing with the UV light, job done. Bit of cleaning up on the edges to do, just get rid of some of the flash, nice and simple. And that's what I've been working on, and we can see it installed here. I know it's tricky to pick it up on camera here, but I'm moving on up there. They are all in, still quite obviously a bit rough around the edges there, but there we go. I would like to say a big thank you to those that posted comments with regards to the process of doing this. I did take the advice, everybody. So thank you for your comments on that one and the advice. What I did with this is I did work in sections. I started off on the back edge here, did this piece, got this piece in first. What I actually did before doing that, before I started cutting anything out, you might be able to see it here. You can still see some of this needs cleaning up. I took some little bits of wooden stir sticks and I literally tacked it on, bit of CA glue, bit of super glue, tacked it in place like this, and that formed a bit of a bracer, and that was to keep these two bits running true, because the fear was by cutting all this out in one go, this section would flop down or flop up, and then trying to get it realigned would have been an absolute nightmare. So I did a little bit of a brace just here, did this all the way around the kit, in several places, and then just cut it out bit at a time, cut one section out, installed the resin piece, did exactly the same, then cut the next section out. You can see where the pencil lines are, because this is where I was drilling through, cleaning up, going round and round and round, bit by bit by bit, and getting it all resined in. We can see here, all nice and done. As a bit of fun then, to see what this is now going to look like. There we go. Let's see if it picks up. There you go, and you're kind of getting the effect there. Obviously the LEDs are not installed, that's going to come later with the adjustable strip, but look at that. When they're installed properly, that's going to look absolutely amazing. Look at that. That's looking really good. But there we go. All that time, all that effort, I think is going to be well spent. I mean, very rough here on camera, obviously, because the LED strip is still just there, and I've got to get it all installed properly. But just a little mock-up exercise. Looking really good. Really good. Very pleased at how this is going to potentially turn out. Fantastic. And I'm just going to sit here for the rest of the day, just doing this all day long and playing around with it. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But there we go. Right, I'll turn this off to make sure I don't short anything out on the board there. There we go. So that's all done, ready to go. So what's left then? What's going to come in this kit? Well, a couple of things actually. A couple of things. First of all, it's going to be some photo-etch sets being installed. So here at the front, I need to sand this off a little bit more, get this a little bit flatter, because I'm going to be installing here and on the back edge at the top here the transport emitters. I've got photo-etch set for that. Picked these up a while ago, back last year. Do my usual, as we all do, perusing on eBay about certain, looking at kits and upgrade parts and all that kind of thing, and happened to chance upon this. This was produced by, if I can get that on camera, Millennia Models International, copyright 2000. 24 years old already. Wow. But I just purely by chance came across this set on eBay. Probably long out of production, so very lucky to come across this. And as we can see there, photo etch sets for the Galaxy class transport emitters. There we go, to be installed all over the kit. So I'm going to start getting these bad boys into place today. So that's looking good. Other photo etch sets I've got to go in then. Of course, here's the good old green strawberry set I picked up as well back last year. Now I'm very rapidly running out of sets, bits and pieces to use here. Obviously, I'm not going to be using the phaser strip bits. But of course, got the Arboretum windows in this set that need to go on. That's going to be the process for this afternoon, and other bits and pieces to go in. There's a really tiny little square. Where is it? Looking at the studio scale reference images, there's a tiny little square. It's probably on another sheet. There's a tiny little square that goes right by the shuttle bay. But that's on there, so that's going to be a bit of a fun job to crack on with this afternoon. Before I get to that though, two things really. Very quickly, I spotted last weekend that the chap over at Motion Picture Miniatures has released another couple of bits, another couple of upgrade sets for this kit, currently on eBay, and so I snapped them up straight away. What he's released is for the warp pylons, it's the docking rings. Now I know you get the docking rings here in the photo etch set, but he's released an actual resin part that you can replace and install into the pylons. But he's also released as well the actual the deflector at the very front. I'm just going to my bag here with all my clear parts. I'm sure we all know what I've still got all the clear parts to this kit actually in the bags themselves, but very quickly, what he's released is an upgrade version of this. He's done it himself, so I bought that as well, and I'll do a comparison with the stock kit part, which is what we're seeing here in the bag, to the upgrade part when it arrives. See what the difference is. Wasn't very much. I think it was about a couple of quid. I think it was like £15 for this part, and about £6 for the resin docking ports for the pylons. So we'll see how they compare, see what they look like. But yeah, so I've got another set coming there. And again, I like to, people might be wondering why you're buying all these upgrade parts. Why not just go with all the stock kit bits? They look fine. I just like to have choice. I just like to have a bit of choice. And what I'm trying to do as best as I can, I'm trying to get this as accurate to the 6-foot studio scale model as I possibly can. Is not going to be 100% accurate. It's only going to be maybe 99%, if that, 90% possibly. One thing a lot of people have mentioned before is that on the actual studio scale model, there's none of these grid lines at all. They're not on the studio scale model. It's all completely flat. I've got to be honest, I actually quite like the grid lines being on here. I've got to be honest, a bit of artistic license going on with that. So they're all going to stay. So that's coming. Something else I need to work on today, and again, I was back on the website having a look at the I've posted a link to the website. It is in the description to these videos, and it's looking at the studio scale model photographs that the chap took of the actual model itself. And something I noticed, and it's with regards to the motion picture miniature set here. But don't get me wrong, everybody. I'm not disrespecting or having a pop You know, all these upgrade parts are absolutely fantastic for what they are. But here we can see it's been installed. Now I've got here some pencil lines drawn in, and that's because looking at, and apologies, I'm just going to move the camera. Looking at the actual studio scale model itself, if I bring this up to the computer screen, you can kind of make it out. Sorry for the poor quality here. You can see that. So what we're seeing here is that it has got some lines coming down here, some scribed lines coming down. Now when I was looking at it, I was thinking, well, hang on a minute, I'm going to have to start putting, you know, couple of little windows here. There's going to need to be some more, you know, shutter pod hatches on the top there, so on and so on and so on. And then I was comparing it with the kit part, and I was thinking, well, how are these going to go in? And then when I looked at it a bit more, it's actually already in place. What needs to happen, and that's where these pencil lines are drawn in here, I need to now go in and scribe these lines in, because these two windows, if we can compare it, are already in place. This is the studio scale model we're looking at. Again, apologies for the poor video quality on that. And that's what we're kind of replicating here. It's already there. It just needs a bit of scribing out. So I need to scribe these lines in. It appears to be, I don't know, these look like they're little lights. Something like that. I don't know, these little holes. We can see here that the left side is lower to the right hand side. So that's where these little marker holes are here. One's a bit higher than the other. And so what needs to happen is these lines need to be scribed out. That one's already scribed down here. I've already scribed this in, and there's a scribe line there. So all this needs to be refilled back in, puttied back in. Also over here, these lines need to be gone. They need to be putted in and sanded out. I've drawn a little pencil line there because I am going to scribe another line coming across here, which I know is not accurate to the screenshot because there isn't a line there, but to keep it running in unison with the panel detail coming down here, it's going to come and then go across. That's going to be filled in, that's going to be filled in. Then all this section here, which has been scribed, re-scribed out, because that's what I thought it needed to be, all that's going to get refilled back in so it's nice and smooth, and the same on that side as well. And then that should hopefully accurize what we're seeing there on the studio scale model, with the lines coming down here, little lights being inserted there. Now I don't know if I'm actually going to have some lights going in there, maybe just some like little recessed holes potentially. Make a decision on that one, and then yeah, that should get it back to being as we're seeing there. So that's the plan, and it's a good job I actually spotted that. I was looking at it yesterday evening, and spotted it, and so that's what we're seeing there. So that's the job for today as well, to get that fully accurized. Oh, let me just get the tripod in place. So that needs to happen. I've also got down here marked out with a little cross pattern for some more lights. I need to drill some holes so some more fiber optics can go in there for the lights that go in. And then of course it's the photo etch set for the Arboretum windows, and then this tiny little square that sits. That's it. And that's just fact, it comes right here. Looking at the screenshot, there's a tiny little square little thing that sits, and it's in the green strawberry photo set, and it sits right here, tiny little thing. And that needs to go in. And then hopefully when that's done, that should be pretty much all of the installation work of all the Accurizing done to this top section. I can actually then make a start of light blocking, painting, and installing all the lights and all the LEDs and all the electronics on the back edge here. Now, something I am considering, I don't know yet, and it's with regards to this addressable LED strip. I mean, that works absolutely fine. Looking at it like this, let me just plug that back in again. Why not? Bit of fun. Come on, let's have a play with it. And there we go. And whatever. Oh, something's gone wrong. Why is that not working? Oh, I don't know. It was working. I'll figure it out. Probably a loose wire, loose cable. No, it's not. It's because I just haven't turned the power supply on. That's clever. There we go. Yeah, it looks absolutely fine when it's running like this. Though I do know that people that have used the because this is a WS2812B strip. And I know that people, when they've tried to lay it around a circumference here, it means you have to cut the strip up into sections, lay them down, then they try to, they've been resoldering all the little connectors and run into problems with it, and maybe it doesn't quite run true. I know some other YouTubers that have built this same kit. They've sourced an addressable LED strip. It's the 2020. It's the little small skinny ones. Yeah, I have been looking, trying to find those WS2812C 2020 addressable, the little small skinny ones. And the reason why they use them is because it's a more flexible strip, and rather than cutting it, they can just literally lay it in, and it goes round, and it works absolutely fine. But trying to source one of those strips here in the UK is next to impossible. I'm not saying it's 100%. I have seen companies that do sell them, but the price of them is absolutely horrific. Absolutely horrific. I saw one company, and they were, a little strip is about 50 centimeters long, and they wanted like nearly 70 quid for it. So yeah, forget that. Not buying that. AliExpress possibly is a place to source them. I'm a little bit dubious because it's coming from China. I don't know. Make a decision on that. What I'll probably do is I'll probably spend a bit of time to try and use what I've already got and tack it down and get it into place. And I think part of the issue with this is when you've cut these up, it's trying to then resolder these little connectors. And that's the tricky part that people run into. And I've got a little bit of a plan. I'll do an experiment with it, because you probably know me by now. I like to experiment and make life hard work. What I've actually got is some of this, and I've used this before. This is 5mm. This is copper tape. Copper tape. It was really cheap. Sourced this off of eBay. This is conductive. It is conductive. So I'm going to experiment with this strip. Why not? It's already here. Paid money for it. Use it. Rather than trying to solder these connectors, I'm just going to use the tape. I'm just going to cut little bits of the tape out, little thin strips, and stick it over these little connectors here to bridge that gap. Being conductive, it will conduct the electricity. Yeah, and we'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work, then yeah, I am gonna, I don't know, figure something else out. Do it the hard way, or take a chance on AliExpress and order some, and then wait 5 months for the bloody things to turn up. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But there we are, everybody. That's what I've been working on this weekend. Predominantly getting those clear phaser strips in. They came out really, really well. Really happy with that, with how they've come up. A bit of cleaning up to do, but then that's, for a little bit later on. Yeah. And so it's a case of now just working on this section, get this bit accurized, do a bit of filling, bit of sanding, photo-etch sets in, and then this section is done onto the actual LED installation. The other thing I need to do as well, very quick thing, I just need to tidy up some of the flash lines here at the back, tidy this up, get this ridge line off, cut these bits out, because again, I've got from Motion Picture Miniatures in the set that I bought, the parts, the Accurized parts to go in there, so these ridges need to come off, but that's simple job, that's simple stuff. And there we go, everybody, another update for you. Progress is being made. Again, apologies for the waffling, the poor video quality, and the lighting. I really do need to sort of lighting out here in the kit cave. I'll wrap up there. I'm conscious, obviously, I keep waffling on these videos, go on and on and on and on and on. I'll crack on with all this bit and be back again with another update as soon as I possibly can. Thanks for watching, everybody. You all take care now, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.